look into it because I've had numerous
And who is
complaints.
that?
Brent Collins,
What's the first name?
Brent.
Oh, Brett. Okay.
And the recommendation that he sent back to this council was that property was needed to be rezoned for what it's being held at capacity at this point in time.
Does anybody know what its zone now is? What-
That's kind of what my question was.
I think it's variety,
Which means what?
if I'm not mistaken. We have to pull our zoning book, but to have a car, I'm not sure what, refurbishing, I call it a junkyard.
Right, I call it a junkyard, yeah.
There's different laws that you must mandate, that must be mandated. And my understanding, and I can verify that when legal gets here, that's not properly zoned for that.
Well, how's he been able to do it then?
No one ever approached me for a business to go in that facility. What year did you sell that?
I sold it to him, I'd have to look at my records. It's been approximately 4 to 5 years ago.
Yeah, when the business went in, I was on the council, but nobody came to me, and I've not seen any permits that's been filed with environmental or anything of that nature.
So you don't know for sure if what he's doing there is legal then?
I can say that the zoning board administrator feels that it's not properly zoned for what it's being used for.
And then my next question would be, why haven't you done something about it then?
Well, I have, sir. That's why.
I don't mean you, I mean the zoning board.
Well, the zoning board, unfortunately, Mr. Ellison is the member that sits on that board, and he had an emergency and is not here tonight. They have made a recommendation, and this council has turned it over to our attorneys.
Okay. Well, I've spoke to the owner probably at least 3 times and asked him to clean it up. And he has a little bit, but nothing like what I would like to see, all those old cars taken out of there. I would buy it back if he would ever sell it, and then I would put grass in there again.
Right. Well, that was my question about it being 2, because I know I own the duplex on Center Street, and when I added on to it, they really came out and did a lot of measuring for the green space. And so that was my question with the duplex that you have. Was that one lot or what when it got built on there?
The duplex is set on the second lot, and he's on the first lot.
Right.
And so he's taken it all the way to the dividing line and used every inch of it, it looks like.
Would that be to the sidewalk? Is that what I'm assuming?
No, it goes toward his, no, it goes the other way, but I'm not sure what direction that is.
The property line goes right down the middle of the sidewalk.
It goes what?
Right down the middle
You're
of the
thinking
sidewalk.
mixed use,
Oh, okay.
which is a combination of business.
I didn't think the sidewalk was on part of his property,
Most of it.
but it might be, I'm not sure.
I will say, as far as the council, that we do have some questions if that property is being utilized within the proper zoning. And at this time, we are addressing it. And our attorney will be here, and I would not want to speak out for
Right.
them at this
I
time.
understand that. I just wanted to see if we could, start the process of whatever it takes to get him to clean it up.
Right.
It would help me a lot.
Right.
And the town.
I hear your concern, and you're not the only one, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you. And you're more than welcome to stay, and the gentleman should be here shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, about 10 after now.
Next guest speaker is Brad CARMIN.
There's no need till I'm sorry. There's probably no need till the lawyer gets here on my behalf also, or my concern.
If you would like, I could ask the council, we could move on to the approval of our minutes and come back to the guest speakers once he's here, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I mean, were you able to email that?
It got emailed over to the attorney, it got emailed to all council members. So, I mean, we can go ahead and just discuss what he's asking. Is a petition for voluntary annexation of a parcel of land located in the southwest corner of the northeast quarter of section 33, township 22 north, range 9 east in Washington Township, Delaware County, Indiana, described as follows. It gives the description of the property, which is 0.89 acres.
Correct.
He has asked petition for an annexation into the town of Gaston, that this petition is a legal request that the town of Council of Gaston, Indiana, hereby act upon this voluntary annexation, that the real estate in question is not now a part of any unincorporated municipality, that the real estate is contingent to the existed corporate limits of the town of Gaston, Indiana, that the territory shall be annexed with a designated zoning of R1, that it is requested the town council of Gaston, Delaware County, Indiana, conduct a public hearing and to thereafter adopt an ordinance extending the limits of the town of Gaston, Delaware County, Indiana, to include the herein described parcel of land. Now, whereof to the petitioners ask that the portion of land as described herein to be annexed into the corporate limits of the town of Gaston, Delaware County, Indiana, as set forth herein, Bradley J. Carmin and Stacy L. Carmin. And if I understand correctly, your intent is to sell it to a property owner that resides inside the town limits, correct?
Right next to it, yes.
And when I had the conversation with you, explained my position was not to, for the town to spend any tax revenue on a small piece of land annexation. My goal is to annex the Dollar General store, bring in some more tax revenue. But if the property owners were asking that's going to purchase it and they resided in the town, then I see that it would be a fit for the town to move forward. Are you the recipients of purchasing the property? Are you asking for it to be zoned into the town of Gaston?
Well, we was wanting, if it was gonna go separate,
Could you stand up, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
if we could do it in separate, we've gone to, but at this point, we will do it anyway. I mean, if you have to annex it in, we will. Whatever's the easiest way to do this is the way we would like to do it.
Because my understanding in speaking with you is that you have to make it one. It
Yes.
can't be like 2 or 3 different small.
I'm just going by what the surveyors, or the lawyer for Young's Title
Uh-huh.
said they had to be done this way. And Ashton's that drew up the survey said it had to be done this way. So that's why I tried to get a hold of your lawyer to see if I'm going down the right path or not, to save all this trouble. So that's why I drew that up because I was told to. And so I said R1, zone to R1, and I was looking at your map here. This is all R3, where part of that property is R3. And I don't know if we need to change the zoning R1 that I stated in there to R3 to include all this, since the area right next to it is already R3.
Mr. Holland, I mean, if the recipients in town want it zoned to be in town, I'm sufficient as long as our legal counsel says that we can move forward and the documents are proper and it's not going to cost a large amount to the town in setting that public hearing. But my concern was I was hearing on the street that you guys, as the residents that I represent, did not want it in town, and I wasn't willing to do that if that's not what you're wanting to do.
Well, we was wanting it to be both city and county and just pay taxes on both of them. But we have come down to if this is the way we have to do it all city, we'll just do it. We don't care.
Okay.
Whatever's the easiest, whatever.
Okay.
And where this is the old railroad track. Part of it's the old railroad track. And it's a mess because
Is that where some skid steer work was being done over there? Like a new driveway?
Here on the street.
but the problem is my property line goes through his driveway. So his driveway, his entire driveway
Is his.
is mine.
Okay.
But when we purchased a railroad, or my grandparents purchased a railroad, we were under the assumption there's a chunk of concrete that the cross arms were on. And we thought that was property line.
We did too.
They also did too, because when they bought the property, that's the edge of their driveway. Okay, so we started kind of coming up with this idea, and then got into it, got the survey out, looked at it, it's like, your driveway's on my property.
I'm glad you guys get
I'm
along.
glad to see that.
At least you didn't park there and you get home like, why is he parking? That's mine.
So all I'm trying to do, and with their help, is get this rectified to where his property is his property.
Yeah.
They utilize it, they maintain it as it is right now. I want to make it theirs.
Gotcha.
And the way it is there on the end of the town, it's a mess where the railroad went through. Because I can look at your zoning map, part of that railroad, and it's been a nightmare just trying to so I could be able to present this. Because there's a partial, no one knows where it's at. It just shows it's in this railroad corridor somewhere. But so we're trying to get this all figured out. And, you know, there's that little bitty triangle. It's a 0.21 acres that's in the town of Gaston that actually wasn't part of the railroad. It was part of the farm that lays directly north of it. But it kind of came into their backyard. So we're just trying to get it cleared up so their kids don't have to mess with it, my kids don't have to mess with it. I mean, as long as we can get this settled now and taken care of, and it'd be a lot easier on down the road, so.
Well, what we'll do is we'll give the attorney a few minutes to get here. I'll ask him to review this. If he sees that we can move forward, we'll go ahead and try to set the public hearing. Will that work?
That's fine, and I didn't know how much of the public hearing was gonna take to annex in that little bit, or if it did too, but whatever.
Yeah,
We gotta get it running, so.
Right, yeah. So as soon as he gets here, I'll have him
Yeah,
review
Brad.
this.
Brad, will you show me here?
No,
We'll put that there.
I got scribble marks all over it. So.
this is 850 or the
Yep.
county road.
We'll move back to that. Gas figures.
This is a little triangle. It's already Gaston property, or Gaston, zone Gaston.
Yeah.
And it's the railroad up and then squaring off the back
So
up.
this big piece right here.
Actually, in the
That.
7.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is what used to be the field. This was the old railroad track.
Okay.
So
And then I can have it for the attorney when he gets here. So it's here, here,
this too, because this is,
this,
Yep.
this, that.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we'll revisit it as soon as the gentleman gets here. Moving on to minutes. I have June 12th, regular meeting. Council seeing any corrections?
No.
The only thing I had is where it said Brett made a motion for Comcast to move forward. That was at no cost to the town.
Okay.
Seeing no other corrections, I entertain a motion.
Make a motion. Meeting minutes for June 12th with corrections.
I'll second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
I have June 26th, special meeting. Seeing any corrections? I have on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line down where it'll say PD chief, $20 an hour. That should have said just police. We were taking him out of the streets as far as the pay.
Okay.
And then 2 lines down from that, it'll say Brett made a motion to approve the first reading. Robert seconded, and all ayes. Brett made a motion to suspend the rules of ordinance 2025-05. Robert said all ayes. Then Brett motioned to adopt. Seeing no other corrections, entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the special meeting minutes of June 26, 2025 with corrections.
I'll second. Motion with the second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Did Robert second that? Did I sign your regular one? I signed your other one for you. Did I sign the other one for you? The regular one? Okay. Good evening. We moved on from our both guest speakers. I felt like we had some questions for legal counsel to answer. Mr. Love was our first guest speaker, and his concern was he owns the property the duplex next to Snagtown.
Mhm.
And his question to the council tonight was he wanted to know if we could rezone that appropriately. He feels like what it's being utilized for is not beneficial to his rental business. I expressed to him that we have turned that situation over to our legal counsel because it was brought to our attention from our zoning administrator that he felt like the property was not being utilized for what it was zoned for.
Okay.
So I just wanted you to know his concern
Okay.
about that property. I didn't want to answer with your office taking care of that matter.
Yeah, we're working on that matter.
Okay. Any idea when you'll have a decision on it?
So we are currently preparing the documents we need to do for the next step.
That doesn't answer my question. Any idea when you're gonna have a decision?
A decision as to what?
Well, it's the only, I think is what he's asking.
So, let's say, if he is using it for something that it is not zoned for currently, then that's a different matter than if he is using it for something that it is currently zoned for and you don't want him to be able to do that. Those are two different issues.
Correct.
My understanding of the issue is that he is using it for something that is not what it is zoned for.
That is what the zoning administrator stated in his letter that we sent to your office.
Yeah, so we are working on next steps from that.
So what do you think the building
Sir?
is being used?
Sir, would you like to take the floor? If you want to take the floor, I will be glad to let you take the floor and state your name.
I don't know that I can stand right now because of my legs.
Okay, well, then you'll have to wait till you can, sir. At least state your name.
Are you saying I can't take the floor because I can't stand?
I'm saying you're not on the guest speakers, first of all, sir. You need to address the council. If you want to give your name, then I'll allow you to speak.
My name's Eric Bray. Everybody in here knows who I am.
I have to do it. I have to do it by the book. Thank you.
So what is it you think that it's being used for?
Are you asking, you got a question? or
He's asking the attorney, I believe.
The complaint we have received from the town of
I
Gaston.
didn't ask about the complaint. I asked what you think it's being used for. You said that you want to change it because it's not being used per what it's zoned for. What do you think it's being used for?
I did not say I wanted to change it.
You said you're in the steps of taking that process to get it changed. And you said you believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that it is believed that it's being used for something that's not zoned for. What is it believed to be used for?
The Gaston zoning administrator has submitted the letter to our office based on what they are saying it is being used for.
And is what? What is it being used for? You're trying to change zoning on a property that you don't know what it's being zoned for.
We're not trying to change zoning. This gentleman here asked for it to be changed. We're
He
trying,
said he's in the process of getting it
No,
changed.
no, that is not what I said at all, sir.
Okay,
I
I'm
said we are
just.
in the process of determining what the next steps that our office is going to take are.
But you,
May I ask a question?
sir, if you want to take the floor and state your
Yes, I
name.
would.
At this time, I believe it's appropriate, council, that we just go to conclusions and discussion and amend our agenda, because
absolutely not.
Well, all right, let's do that.
You have with that?
I mean, we'll go back to our other, but we're having people speak out of turn that's not
So
on our guest
I
speakers.
have a question.
Just because the
Fine.
meeting doesn't go the way you want it to go, doesn't mean you get to change it and go.
I'm
the way
not,
else.
we have a right to amend the agenda, and all I'm asking
Okay,
is to
Mike.
read the public speaking to the top of the meeting, since people are wanting to speak and they're not on the guest speaker. So I'm going to move the discussion to the beginning of the meeting, and I have a right, do I not, to amend my agenda. So at this time, I'll motion to amend my agenda to bring consultation and discussion at this time.
So moved.
Motion with a second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Therefore, that way, anybody that wants to speak will now be able to speak at the beginning of the meeting, and then we'll proceed with what business needs to be taken.
Okay. If I'm hearing right.
State your name, please.
Sammy Karen.
Thank you.
I'm understanding that you guys don't know what it's zoned. So how can you say that the current owner of that side is not using it for the proper zoning?
Okay, so,
I mean, do you have to determine what it's zoned before you can, and what are you gonna change it to? Maybe it's properly zoned.
okay, so first of all, let's get one thing straight. This council's not trying to change the zoning, okay? That
I
is
know, Mr. Love
Mr.
is
Love had
asking,
asked, okay.
but if you don't know what it's zoned, what if it may be properly zoned?
Okay, we do know what it's zoned. We have been talking about this with the zoning board and the administrator. Unfortunately, Mr. Ellison is not here. My position is that they are junk cars. That's my position as council member. That's my position as a member in that community and that lives in that neighborhood. So my question to the legal counsel, when I met with them, along with Ms. Pittenger, was what rules and regulations must be mandated by having a junkyard or non-working cars. And that's what we turned it over to your office for. Is that correct, sir?
Correct,
And that is the matter that you're addressing at this time?
correct.
Okay, so what is it zoned?
It's zoned variety.
And what does that mean?
You would have to, you could take our zoning book and it gives you a whole list of what
Well,
it
my
does or
thing
doesn't.
is, okay, so it's zone variety,
Mhm.
and maybe that includes, maybe he's, like you said, maybe he's not using it properly, but why don't you work with him to come in compliance with that zoning that is there? My personal opinion, and I've covered a lot of council meetings throughout my 36 years in newspaper and things, I don't think that another landowner can ask to have somebody else's property zoned different so it'll meet his satisfaction. That's all I want to say.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, do we have any more questions pertaining to that property?
I still want to know what you guys think it's being used for.
I
You
believe,
say it's not being used for what it's zoned for. That's what you said. What do you think it's being used for? You said a junkyard. What is your definition of a junkyard?
non-working vehicles. So here's my question, and I'll
So when
ask it.
you have a non-working vehicle that sits in your driveway and it
Multiple
doesn't move
ones.
for 3 months,
Multiple ones. And you have
then
an
you own a
EPA.
junkyard. So now we're going to change the definition of multiple ones because we're applying it to you.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not, sir. Sir, you have all the documents from the legal counsel. Your attorney's been in conversation with our attorney.
I don't have a junkyard.
Well, I have letters from him. So at one point in time, I have received a letter from an attorney. I can say that much. And to answer your question, Mr. Cairns, we have been trying to work and get it to where it's a win-win for all, that it has not been, I've not been successful.
No, I just.
Okay. So, do you need anything from us pertaining on that?
Not that I am aware of at this time.
I'm still like a definition on what you consider a junkyard. I want you to go on record and say what your definition of a junkyard is.
I say you're not, sir, you're not in compliance with the town ordinance and with the zoning board. And if you want to get in front of the zoning board, then I would ask that you schedule a meeting with them.
You're not gonna answer the
Well,
question.
When is the next zoning meeting?
Can you get the date for them for the zoning meeting? I'll have Traci get that for you, sir.
Tracy, can you put something on record for me? Make it known that the previous owner of this property also ran a car lot on the same property, but he now does not want as a car lot.
So I'd like to ask legal in this meeting. The town of Gaston also has an ordinance on non-working vehicles. Could you look at that? And that's also a state statute. Could you look into that and follow up with the town on as far as that goes? Thank you. I know there's a tagging process and that kind of stuff. Okay, I have no problem at the end coming back to consultations and discussions, but does anybody have anything else they'd like to say before I move on to Mr. Brad Carmen?
I'd like to say one more thing.
State your name.
Well, stay away. Danny Karen.
Yes, sir.
Again, I want to reiterate, I don't think that it's legal for someone else to want to change somebody else's property to satisfy their wants or needs. I've never heard of that before in my life.
Well, I can state that you haven't heard the council set a public hearing, so I don't think that's happening.
Well, I just want to say that with the record. Thank you.
Okay, and I'll go on the record saying we have not set a public hearing to do so. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move to Mr. Carmen. Council, before your arrival, Mr. Carmen took the floor, and he's got a unique situation right outside of town where he owns a small, I think it's 0.89 acres, and he's selling it to some residents inside the town.
Okay.
And if I understand him correctly, it's zoned county and town, and it has to be one or the other, and he's wanting to do a voluntary annexation so he can sell it to the residents in town. We verified with the residents in town that they would like it to go ahead and go to the municipality if they wanted to purchase it county and municipality, but Young's Title told them that they would have to make it all one.
Okay.
And so they're fine with it going into town. So he said that I believe we have to have a public hearing. And his concern was, and I wrote it here, that he put in that document R1, but he thinks it may need to be R3.
Okay.
Just because of the way it's already
Okay.
zoned around it according to this map.
Okay. So if the zonings need to be the same, is the section that is in the county, is that all the same zoning?
No, that's what the problem is.
Okay, so then probably what your next step would be to go to the county and rezone the portion that's currently in the county to match.
Okay, that's fine. I was told that the county wanted to know what Gaston wanted
Okay.
before they would,
Okay, I can follow up with the county on that.
I don't know, I mean,
So yeah, I can follow up with the county on that. And then my one other question would be, is the area that's currently being proposed to be annexed, is that the entirety of those parcels, or will it be splitting a parcel?
splitting a partial.
Okay. That's, I just wanted.
Splitting two partials, keeping one the same.
Okay, so yeah, that'll be a question for the county auditor as well, so, yeah. I'll just follow up with the county and figure
So when
out.
I presented it to Young's, they said, okay, here's what you need to do because it'll get kicked back from the county.
Okay.
Before you do this, so.
Yeah.
That's why I
Okay,
brought it here, just,
like I said, I just want to verify with the county that we're
That's
we're
fine.
both on the same page before we start doing different
be
things.
great.
So you'll check into that, and if the documents are prepared and everything, and then you'll let us know when we need to have a public hearing to move forward?
Yep.
Will that work for you guys?
And does he need that paperwork, or can I have that back?
Yeah, you can have this.
Do you need me to send that to you?
I have the petition, but I don't have a copy of the map.
Okay.
You want a copy of the map? Or do you want to make a copy of that map that Stacy, or that Tracy's been drawing on? Coloring?
I'm gonna give you because I have a bad habit of writing on originals, I'm gonna give you that from the CARMIN.
Okay, so that's the original question.
Yes.
Okay.
So, so as soon as we hear back from him, then we'll set our public hearing and move forward on that for you guys.
That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Okay, going to old business. I guess I could give the committee report. I don't see anybody from Parks here, so. We all received an email that just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware of Leslie Coating will be coming sometime to put another coat on the basketball court, pickleball. I know we addressed the weeds on the court last year, and Matt said to keep them sprayed with weed killer and keep them from growing to prevent the roots from cracking the asphalt. The Parks Board's asked if we can get them sprayed and pulled out before they come to repaint it. Matt told him that the paint has sawdust in it and that helps fill the little privets in the asphalt. Matt also said to try to keep the rocks off the court as much as possible. The rocks would damage it. So we do need to get down there and make sure that the weeds are off that court. Do we have any updates on the purchase of the rule signs from the parks?
I have not heard anything.
Carl, do we have an update on the $1,200 on the fencing that Streets was placing the order for material? Pardon me? The order's going in tomorrow? We also have we've not got any updates on the slide when it's coming in that we ordered.
No.
Okay, and then we have a slide down at the Addition Park that needs replaced, and they sent a quote for $1,492. My question to you, Tracy, was could we purchase that out of the rainy day fund?
Yes.
Be my recommendation that we move forward on getting that ordered. That way the gentleman can pick it both up at the same time.
So make a motion for playground equipment. Make a motion to accept or for the playground equipment, which is a slide, correct? For an amount of $1,492.
1 second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye. There's a lot of papers over there.
Danny, would you like to speak on the car show?
Sure. Danny Cairns. This Saturday, from noon to 5, down by the old high school, we'll be having our annual car show. The Parks Board, I'm not a member of the Parks Board, but I'm been appointed to do the car show for the Parks Board. So all the money raised from the car show will go to the Parks Board. I've gotten 18 sponsors and raised $1,150. We've spent $584 of that. There's some more expenditures to come out. There ain't any left over. We'll go toward next year's car show. We have a food truck. We have John Davis here in town is going to have his hot dog booth. We're going to have Leo's Lemonade. Chantel, who works with the Gaston Lions Club, the Queen contestants, they're going to come and do face painting, a big sell, and have water. And then Carl's bringing me the table that I need to use, and Ben is going to have the cones and the barricades, and I think we're ready to go. So
Great. What's the weather looking like? I know you said 50-50.
that's what we If we have to postpone it, it won't be until the fall because I'm also a DJ and I am booked all the way through September, so it'll have to be,
Let's hope no rain.
right.
Well, thanks for working real hard on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see it. And then there's no one here from planning, and you'll get the date for that next meeting, get it reported. Okay. Okay, old business, we have some tree issues here in town. One of the questions was the tree on Madison and Elm. I'm still waiting for verification if that tree is on town or personal property.
She said take it down. So, the house.
I still need, I mean, as far as using tax revenue, I need to know that it's on the town property and not personal. We have one that's in the alley by Davis's, and you're saying that that one is on, it's in the Mill Bay undeveloped alley.
It's getting pretty dangerous. It's the wind,
And then we have one, they want $600 for that one. We have one at the park that needs to come down. Well, I'm doing your quote by each one. $550, which would stump ground that one.
Yeah.
And then park, other tree split in the trunk is $800. Madison and Walnut, I never was confirmed whether that was personal property or town.
I think both of them are town.
So the undeveloped alley would be the 600. The two at the park is $1,350. So that's $1,950 is what Newsom's quoted to take those 3 trees down. We're currently waiting on the MVH. Where would you want to pay for that out of?
Yeah.
Tracy, do you have a recommendation with you while you're waiting on the MVH where if the town went ahead and moved forward with those 3 trees that we know are our responsibility? No.
We do have the recommendation from Reedy's. So after that's fixed, then you can work on it out of MBH.
So you want that
I
one,
would-
the one,
Oh.
Mr. Davis has called me a couple times and it's a safety issue for him. I really think that one needs to come down. I mean, unless you want to have a special meeting, I mean, when are we going to have that report back?
From them, we have it.
Did you forward it over to council? Because
I did.
I don't have it.
It's this report. I sent it the other day.
So are we good to go ahead and do that?
Yeah,
Jason?
yeah, it didn't come through to me. Let's see what she's got here.
I would set a special meeting for it. I would go ahead and fix the Davises.
Okay.
and take care of theirs since we don't know for sure
And
about the
just-
Where do you
others.
want to, okay, so where do you want to pay the 600 out of?
Gonna be a-
So we- Carl, did they say how soon they could get out here on that tree?
They didn't really say. They said it was really busy, but I'm calling in the morning to find out.
It'll still be the same price if they had to come out
I'll look
one
over
time
it. I'll
though.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'd entertain a motion to remove the tree out of the alleyway.
Which one is this? Make a motion to remove a tree out of the alleyway. The tree that is an amount of $600.
Second,
Katina,
aye.
Robert,
Aye.
So you'll call them first thing in the morning, Carl, and see how quick they can get out there and get that one down.
Hopefully soon. He was pretty nervous about it.
And then we'll have to set a special meeting after Traci with Mr. Ellison about when he can meet pertaining to the rest of those trees, Carl. Traci, any updates on the town webpage and official emails?
I have spoke to Mr. Walters today. He is contacting a company that he uses, and he's supposed to be getting back with me.
Because our current provider is going to end at the end of, is it the end of August or middle of August?
End of August.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have a quote from someone, but I did talk to Bill today.
So we'll have a special meeting with, when we do
We'll
the
just do the-
trees, we'll
mhm.
special meeting with, get that addressed also. Any updates on the rate increase for utilities, public hearings and such? And if you don't mind resending that to me.
Okay.
Old business, I've got one other thing is animal shelter. So there was some communication within the community that thought that the town of Gaston had opted out of an agreement with the animal shelter. Aubrey had contacted me because we had been trying to get a contract. She had contacted me several months back and told me that, hey, they've got a new director over there. I think that they'll enter into a contract. So I called and Carl called and we just never was able to get a contract. Well, I was able to speak with Josh again this week, and because they had allegedly actually told a citizen in town that we opted out of having a contract, which sort of bothered me because I've been trying to get a contract. And so I spoke with Josh and he's like, no, that's not true. He said, when I became the director, he said I had all intentions of going into contract with small towns. And he said, you know, Gaston called, Eaton called, Selma called. He said, and I just realized that that's a larger capacity than what they can handle. So he's currently looking at it. If your office could find, I mean, we definitely need some kind of animal control contract that's feasible and affordable for the town. Not only do we or stray dogs that we don't have any way to we also have a big issue with feral cats. And the Parks Board president and myself attended Animal Actions and thought, well, that might be a plan that's feasible for the town. And we needed somebody, the way that worked is that you would take the cats, have to pay to have them fixed, and then they bring them back into the community. So it really wasn't, one, we didn't have anybody that wanted to be the cat person, and two, our community is not wanting to bring them back into the community. So we're looking for options for what to do with stray animals, and if your office could help us, I'd appreciate it. Okay. So you had sent this today pertaining to the webpage, but you want to wait since you talked to Mr. Walters.
I talked to Bill, and he said he was going to contact who he works with and see what they can come up with.
And then you don't have any questions for legal pertaining to the live streaming and the new law, correct? You have anything else in old business? Any department heads have anything else in old business? Moving on to new business. You have claim docket? Seeing no questions, I entertain a motion.
Just to accept for
It's your, no, it's your claim docket. For June.
Okay, I make a motion to accept the claim docket for June 25th.
I'll second that motion. Motion with the second, please take roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Okay, your accounts payable voucher for July 2025, council. We removed, there was a reimbursement that had $1.65 tax. We removed that. And we had two clothing allowance for police that the receipts needed updated and corrections, so we removed those. A total of $7,387.43.
Can I say this one? Which ones? The
She's
correct-
already corrected it, so I just wanted you that amounts right there.
Okay, so I make a motion to accept the claim docket for July 2025 in the amount of $7,387.43.
Okay, so that'd be your AP voucher.
AP voucher. Correction.
Second,
Katina,
aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Leak adjustment.
sign that.
Do you have a loose bill there?
Yeah.
We have one loose APV voucher for the sum of $58.80. It's for 120 miles at 49 cents a mile for the clerk treasurer to do the banking from June 13th to July 10th. I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the clerk treasurer's
Mileage reimbursement.
mileage reimbursement of $58.80.
A second. Motion with the second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Okay, leak adjustment. Account number 3007-2002. The forms filled out, they had a softener issue, So they replaced the softener, water softener, receipt for replacement. And there is a 2,000 gallon overage, which is what states in the ordinance. So I see this to be in compliance.
Make a motion to accept the leak adjustment for account number 300720002.
Second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Okay, Traci sent us a form for budget assistance. After a long conversation with Brooke, we're talking about budgets and utilizing funds we have and the long-term assessments for the next couple of years. This would be us in the future. I would be doing all the work. They're doing behind the scenes with tax levies, revenues, etc. I also asked her about investing some money for the town in the possible year or two. And at a rate of $175 an hour. At this time, I'd like to table this and talk to Mr. Ellison and have a full council before we address this.
Yes, I'm making a motion to table.
That way we give Brett for budget assistance, we give Brett the opportunity to participate.
Okay. Make a motion to table the budget assistance, so that we can have all members here for that.
So we can either discuss that, and I'll second that. We can discuss it in the next August meeting or in the special meeting that we're going to have.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Traci, you want to tell the council about the proposal of insurance on the cyber that's required?
this is the cyber policy that they've sent us that basically the town is required to have a policy. But state.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just to cover us for all the scams, anything going on. It protects us.
My question was
It's this one.
Like when people made their checks and stuff like that.
Pardon me?
Like when somebody made checks.
Yeah,
Yes. like that.
anything. Get on our computers, whatever. We're required to have it now.
So what's the name?
the front page, and that's the same.
How do you pronounce it?
I believe it's AccuSure.
AccuSure. I make a motion to approve AccuSure insurance in the amount of $1,870.63. Check the town.
Noting that's for cyber. Second.
Katia.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
It's on the back, isn't there?
There's a place in here.
Oh, okay.
I was looking for the,
Okay.
but I don't see where it gives you the option to check the 1850 or 1870.
All units now after dispatch are the motor vehicle complaint, area 500 north and Birch Road.
Yeah.
I think it's the 12th.
All units go to the way, forward at 150 from the place, 3D6, 5 days, westbound
So we have one leak adjustment?
Yes, that's all it was in there.
Mm.
Ray sent a estimate for installing the new brown soffit and fascia and overhang on the building at the water treatment plant, covering gables with vinyl siding above brick and installing new 6-inch royal brown guttering, all brown in color. Price includes labor and material. Total estimate price $7,350. Do you want
That
to?
is actually the wastewater treatment plant.
in the amount of $7,350. Do you want to speak on that?
During our rains, the guttering, along 3/4 of the east side of the building has fell, laying on the ground. I've looked at it and all the fascia board along the whole side is rotten. And some of the soffit up underneath is plywood now, it's rotten. So that quotes to replace all the soffit, replace the fascia board, and repair any of the roof trusses that are damaged so that they can hang the soffit and then replace it with vinyl. And on the sides, the gables, they're currently the wooden barn siding that's been up there since 1978. Some of it's loose, and that's to resecure it and then cover it with vinyl and do all the coiling. And I mean, there's basically been nothing done to that building since 1978, so it's due.
Any questions?
So this building over there?
No, it's at the
The
wastewater.
wastewater treatment plant on West McKinley.
Yeah, he'd have that updated because it says water. Thank you.
We need to make a motion.
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept the estimate of $7,350 to repair the wastewater treatment plant with new vinyl siding and a few other things as well.
I'll second as the quote stated for the work at $7,350. Being paid out of wastewater.
Katina.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
We also received some information from Reedy Financial Group pertaining to the wastewater plant and some projected work that we'd like to get done, with Brett being the council member in charge of wastewater and Rob not being here for a report. I'd ask that we table the wastewater project at this time.
Make a motion to table the wastewater project at this time until all members and everyone is here that needs to be.
Second?
Katina.
Aye.
Aye.
But you did approve the repairs.
Yes, sir. And just to update council, I had Traci reach out to potentially maybe put an events coordinator as we're starting to get more things going on in town. And Danny had given his interest. So we just have to, Aubrey had suggested we look into our bylaws and that. So I think we need to work on that, and I'll talk to the Parks Board a little bit more about it as we try to get that done. Of course, that's a non-paid position.
Wait a minute.
Do we have any other new business in the wastewater plant, the water plant, or the streets?
Not any business. I mean, the dumpster day was really good. I went really, really good. And on the downtime, since I went over there and worked with them, instead of just like sitting around, I had me and Ben completely clean the whole entire maintenance barn, and we shoveled out of that. It was probably 3,000 pounds worth of salt out of there as well, and things like that. And he's starting to get all the weeds and everything. We're starting to knock down all the weeds on the sidewalks and stuff like that. I had estimates on trees on there. We're going to talk about that. We still haven't got tires for the Skag, but he was saying something that I know we said something about one, but he was saying he just needs 2 new tires. But I want to get an estimate on the tires before. So right now.
But we are going to be working on killing the weeds on
Yeah, he's been
Elm
weeding
and
them.
Sycamore.
We're working on it. Like,
It's already been done.
I know he said he was getting, I just didn't know if he did it yet, so I'm gonna say yes.
Would you go to, yeah, I didn't have an attachment.
It says view quote.
I'll use yours. If you'll look at the pickleball court and make sure those weeds are out, because he didn't give a date of when he's going to show up to repaint that. They're going to repaint put another coat on that court.
Where is it? Is it growing up in the asphalt?
Yeah, I sent you the pictures. So if we could take a look at that this week.
And at some point, like not right now or anything, but now that we're getting that down there cleaned up really well, I would like to get like at some point like a workbench down there and things like that, so that he can take stuff that he can, do the oil changes on and work on sharpening his blades for his mowers and things. It's like everybody's got their own little spot. I would like for Ben to have his spot back there because it's big enough to put the big equipment in and prep, or to just come down there and hook up the. It has power, so he can pressure wash like the loaders, and he can take it inside and grease it. Just all kinds of things. But that's in the future, not right now.
Well, she's got that MBH report, so we'll review that in our special meeting with Brett. And then if you want to send it in your August report and have all the quotes to the council, then we can take that in consideration at the August meeting.
Just want to polish it up a little bit, make it a place to be able to do stuff and not used.
This is the sewage laptop for the apprentice, and it's a reimbursement.
And this is the other one
Who's that one for?
for me. Because this one's tied up here now.
So can you tell me where you're going to pay for that out of your funds? Okay, so the $989.35 is for a laptop for Mr. Lozier for his apprenticeship program, and we get reimbursed for that.
Mine will be out of my equipment materials.
For the apprenticeship employee.
Okay, so I'll make a motion for the employee apprenticeship in the amount of $989.35.
I'll second that, noting it's reimbursed through the program. Motion with a second.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
this is yours. Mine will come out of equipment.
While we're on the apprentice, could I say something?
Yes, sir.
At 9:00 this morning, Mr. Lozier had his orientations, 3-hour orientations, and I was present for it. So his program officially started retroactive back to July 1st. And his actual classes start next week.
Awesome.
So, and he's passed his first 2 tests.
That's great. Thanks, Ray, and thank you for mentoring.
Good stuff. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
We like taking tests, I guess.
You have 1,200 in repairs and maintenance.
It should be
Machine.
2,500 in equipment.
You got 1838.17 left.
I can,
And that was how much? So,
$17.99. I did ask him for a smaller one, so it may be a little cheaper.
okay, so she's wanting to buy her laptop because we're utilizing that one for our meetings. And she has to go away to school for $17.99.99.
Come out of,
General clerk, treasurer, machinery, and equipment.
is there like a abbreviation for that?
Yeah, general clerk, treasurer, machinery, and equipment.
Okay, I'll make a motion to get a new laptop in the amount of $1,000 $799.99 to come out of general clerk, machinery, and equipment.
Second. Motion with a second, roll call.
Katina,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
that's mine.
No other departments, you don't have anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I'll move on to police.
I do have this for him. I had sent this over to Aubrey, but she's never replied back. The insurance company was just wanting to know the process of what we did after we hired a policeman or a reserve. So I just wrote down exactly what we did and how we did it. And they needed an approval on it from the attorney's office.
Okay.
So if I could just get a yes, it's okay, whatever, because they're waiting on that to get back to them.
Okay, on police,
I got some on the street.
okay, go ahead, sir.
The drain down on South Sycamore is gonna be about $8,500.
Okay, I didn't see the bill for them cleaning that out. Do you have it?
They just come yesterday.
Right, they didn't. What did they give you a written quote of the work, that scope of work?
No, I got it from Snyder.
Can you give your breakdown?
They got 2 new castings going in there. New,
Can you submit the quote and we can address that at the special meeting?
yes.
Okay. Anything else on streets, water, and sewage?
We're gonna mow the new park tomorrow. It's been kind of tall. They've been working, Aspen's been putting new telephone poles in down there. So we're,
We haven't gotten any updates from Comcast or anything on their progress. Okay.
What about the laying of concrete, is it in there?
At the park? I don't think so. I don't think Mr. Davis hasn't come and filled in the concrete at the park yet. Okay. I'm going to, our on ordinance violations, property ordinance. I'm gonna give this to you because it's got, and you can take it back to your office and follow up.
Did you-
No, it's got questions for legal, so I'll just let them handle that. Carl, do you want to give your police report, or did Mr. Allen want to give it?
we're gonna buy a new computer for like $2,400 to stand for the car.
Okay.
Because ours is outdated.
Did you have a quote for the council to consider?
Yeah, I got a quote, but I can't get it off my email.
Do you have a copy of the report I submitted?
I have this here, yeah, I just didn't know if you guys are going. Carl, if you want to get the quote out to the council, written quote in their email, then we can consider that at our special meeting.
Other than that, that's about all I got.
For the white car?
And then the bills, we're addressing the special meeting.
Yeah, once
For the closure.
you want to read the report.
All right, Gaston Police Department for June 2025. Chief Carl Barber had 192 hours. Deputy Chief Allen had 130. Captain Rastikis had 16 and a half. Lieutenant Jared had 12. Sergeant Brown had 11.5. Officer Denny had 10.5. Officer Vest had 26. Officer Armstrong had 26 and a half. Officer Harless had 33 and a half. Officer Mitchell had 2.5. Officer CARMIN had 0. 4 security checks were done. Total, we had 36 runs for a total of 40 for the month. We had 2 hours of training on search warrants and e-tickets. And we had 458 and a half patrol hours for a total hours of 460.5 with the training. Total fuel used was 94.98 gallons, and total miles patrolled was 637 miles.
Any questions on the Gaston Police Department report? Thank you, sir.
Thank you for letting me use that.
You're welcome. Any other new business that I may have forgot? We will revisit for discussion and public comments.
Question.
State your name.
Eric, Mayor. Is this map accurate?
That is I'll answer that that's the most accurate map that you have, correct?
We have a new one, but it's wrong and they're gonna have to reprint it.
She got one from the county and I think that there was had to fix it.
Okay. Am I reading that right, that Auto Network is zoned the same as my property?
Go with them.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm just.
I know that I can't tell you that map's correct. I can tell you that previous clerk and a previous employee did it. I can't tell you that it matches what's at the county office.
That's on that map though. It shows I'm zoned the same as Auto Network, right?
Which one's the colors? Where you go down? I guess I'm just right here.
Auto Network's up here at the top left. To me, I'm
Right here.
colorblind, but that and my property at Mill and Main looks the same.
And it very well could be, but I can tell you,
Right.
not necessarily your property. There was another property that me and the deputy was looking at, and that map was incorrect. So, and it was as far as address.
So my follow-up question is, you said in your opinion, I run a junkyard and I'm not zoned to run a junkyard. What is Auto Network and what is it?
I said, if you're a junkyard, you're not in compliance with the junkyard regulations, is what I said.
No, that's what you said. The second question is Johnson's old service station at 1 block north of me. What has been done with his zoning? That stuff has been sitting there longer than I've owned my property.
I would have,
Where at? What'd you say?
Johnson's service station. You probably I don't know how long you've been in Gaston. 1 block north of me. Ted's.
Pops, I think is what it's called, Pops Garage.
That stuff has been sitting there longer than I've owned my property. How come that's okay and mine's not?
Yeah, I can't answer you what's okay and what's not. I got a whole,
Which stuff has been sitting there longer?
That man left for one.
I'm just asking.
I mean, I have multiple properties that's going through a process, you know. So, I mean, I can't say that that property's not not being questioned either.
I mean, I can say before any of all of this stuff, I helped him move out everything besides, I think that man lived. Like everything that was there, like boats and everything, I've moved out.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if we're gonna crack down on one property, one business, all of them have to follow the same suit, and that's not what happened. That's not what's happened. There's a
Meeting,
Volkswagen Beetle and a Chevelle that's sitting right over here that's been there since the 90s that has not moved. And that car has never moved once.
oh, at that property, is that what you're talking about?
Right next to the church. I don't know the names of the roads over there.
Is it covered up? Is it cloth?
I don't know.
It is.
I can tell you that there's a long list that the department is working on, and they had some the officer that does that had some questions and typed up a pamphlet, and that's why I turned it over to the legal counsel so he could answer some of those questions. So there's multiple properties that the town is dealing with, and there's more than one ordinance that they may or may not be in violation of. So that's the police department's job to do the code enforcing. So, and I think he had an e-ticket question because they actually go to the
So-
Muncie City
Well, I
Court.
do agree,
Just-
everybody should be.
Just to clarify, you don't know what the zoning is right now because you're saying you don't have an accurate map.
No, I did not say that. I told you I can't tell you if that map is accurate. And the
Okay, what
attorneys,
map is accurate then? What are you relying on for your information so I can reference?
I think she said that they printed one of those wrong, so they're gonna reprint it correctly.
I have a brand new one from the county and I have to send it back.
But you said it's not accurate.
That's why she's sending it
At
back.
this moment, because
Right,
that's why I'm
what
sending
saying.
it
Okay,
back.
What are we referring to?
We will have one
Zoning.
new map soon, a correct map.
Okay, here's my point. You guys have already cost me attorney fees and you guys are telling me you don't have an accurate map
did
of
not
the
say that.
zoning.
I did not say that. I told you I believe that map has been drawn by previous employees. And I have
Okay,
found
where's the accurate map at?
Ms. Pittenger.
Okay, so
You
I'm
just said
going,
it's not
Hey,
accurate.
you gotta,
Hold on,
when you ask a
Mr.
question, you
Bear,
gotta let her
Wait,
answer it.
one meeting. Are you
I
asking her a
got a new
question?
map from the county. I found out that it's wrong, so I'm
Okay.
sending it back.
Okay,
The attorney's office, however, can get access differently than I do. So then when they look into their information, they use what's out the county. The printed one is wrong.
okay.
So I don't use it.
So where can the public get access to this map? that
County,
The town is using.
the county.
But currently you don't have one.
That's my point is,
That's why we talk to the attorney.
Okay, I think his question is understanding the process and how we got to where we were. Okay, so this council received numerous complaints. Okay. And as we always answer, be glad to step in and answer any questions or correct me if I'm wrong. After we received numerous complaints, we put ordinances into place or they're already into place. There was an update on the nuisance ordinance. When that particular property was brought to this council, the Indiana law is totally different.
which property are you referencing?
The Snagtown.
Well, okay, let's back it further than that. So 3 different parts, well, more than 3, but 3 different lots.
Okay, so the town's complaints have been on the property the gentleman was talking about earlier. I don't know your exact address.
I just want to make sure we're talking about the same one.
What formerly used to be a small car lot that was there, but owned by the Lutz. The other complaint that the town has received is on the former skating rink property. Those 2 properties are the ones that we have had complaints about. So when and you can go back many meetings ago when Mr. Bear was here and he asked this council, and I stated, until I know whether he is or is not in compliance, because this council got hit with a letter from an attorney that we knew nothing about by word on the street. Okay. So when you talk about working together, it's both ways. It's a win-win both ways. So I
Are you
told him,
referencing my letter?
we received a letter from an attorney that you hired back several years ago.
Yeah, after you guys harassed just my business. Let's be clear.
No, the council didn't do anything. You came to that meeting. She sent me a letter. I knew nothing about it. When you came to the meeting, I
was
told
the only
you
one
that,
in town being harassed. I can't remember his name. The officer lives out here, showed up at my lot at 10 o'clock at night, uninvited, unannounced, to discuss zoning. That's why you got a letter. I was being harassed by your police department, and I was the only one being harassed.
okay,
You have vehicles in this town, as I stated, it's been sitting here since the 90s. Are they getting visits at 10 o'clock at night? I don't think so. That's why you got a letter, because I was being harassed.
okay, so in the.
Don't come at me all high and mighty.
Now,
like
sir,
we're
you can
working
either let me
together,
have
and
the
I'm not.
floor or we can stop this conversation. Now, what I'm telling is what happened in the meeting, and it's in the minutes. We received a letter from an attorney out of Muncie. I knew nothing about it, nothing. And Mr. Bear stated in that meeting, he didn't state then that he was harassed by the police, but he's now
Yes, I
stating
did.
it now.
That's
And
right.
I told him in that meeting that we had to look into it to see if he's in compliance or not. Because you're never going to make everybody happy, no matter if you have a flower shop or what you have. So we sent it to the zoning board, the council sent it to the zoning board to find out if it was in compliance or not. They reached out to Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins gave a written report back that he feels like the properties aren't zoned. I'm speaking from them. We sent it to the legal counsel. It's now in their hands.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Katina Cairns. Okay, when Mr. Bear here purchased the property from Mr. Love, what was his purpose in doing that? Well, I would have thought you guys would have looked at it then, while it was zoned, whether he could put that business there.
It never came in front of this council.
You're lying. You're lying.
No, it did not. Those cars were
I had
there.
that. I had that
It should say
LLC.
before me.
I had that LLC, and it came up when Audra brung it up, and she Googled it, and that I had an LLC, and I had not did a single thing there. You asked me what my intentions was with that property, and I spelled it out. Do not lie.
No, that's not true.
That is 100% true.
She brought up and wanted to know if you were an LLC, And the question, and
And
I've
I said
asked
yes,
you,
and you guys asked me what my intended purpose of that property was.
and what did
I
you tell
spelled
us?
it out.
What did you tell us?
Do not tell, no, you just said that I never
No,
told you.
no, what
I
did you
told you.
What'd you tell us? I told you then that I felt like that it was a junkyard.
There wasn't even nothing on the property then. You were
But
so
the-
full of
The
shit.
cars were there.
You were
Those
so-
junk cars.
No,
have
it
been-
wasn't.
Okay,
Hey, can I-
so
hey,
this
can I-
is not gonna go anywhere.
Can I ask you a question?
I got a question, sir. If it, what I want to know from the legal counsel is, can we enforce the ordinance on abandoned vehicles?
Can I,
Make sure
Go
you
ahead.
do it to every lot in this town. Because if I'm discriminated on, I'm suing the shit out of you.
Okay.
Auto Network down there has cars down there since the
So-
90s as well, and it's zoned the
Hold on,
exact
Mr. Bear
same.
has the floor.
It is zoned the exact same. You wanna pick on who you wanna pick on.
I'm not picking
Everybody else
on
can
any,
sway with
I'm
it.
not picking on anybody. I asked the legal counsel for the EPA, the environmental, because one of the taxpayers asked me about that. I'm still waiting on answers. And I have, because of the allegation that was just made again in a public meeting, I asked this police department to stay out of it. And I turned it over to your office. So, I don't know what your recommendation is, but after he speaks, I think I'm done talking about it and it goes to your office. Go ahead, sir.
so when he bought, were you on the council when he purchased the property?
When he purchased the property, there was no permits or anything that came through this office. Did you get anything? The first thing I remember,
Why wasn't there?
I don't know.
I mean, was there not a zoning administrator at that time? Then
No,
I feel like the council's at fault on that. I mean, I'm just,
I don't think she
I,
was there.
I think this is,
What year
When
was
he
it
bought it?
purchased?
She was on, it was Brett, her, and Audra.
What year did you purchase it?
It's been roughly 5 years.
All I can tell you is that I knew nothing until we got the first
Well,
complaint. There's nothing ever
and
came
I'm
through
not-
this
and I'm
council
not-
to ask me if it
and
was
I'm not
okay.
trying to place blame on who, but to me, that would have been my concern. Was he properly zoned? Whether it came before you or not, you knew that he was going to be there, and you should have asked, is he properly zoned?
We asked that question to the zoning board. Like I told you,
I
when we
thought there
got,
wasn't a zoning board.
there is a zoning board.
There
No.
wasn't at the time.
No.
They've had the zoning board for 5 years. They just didn't have any, nothing ever came up in front of. We may not have had the same administrator because we didn't
And I
have an
understand
administrator.
that.
We had that Stephen from Muncie that we were paying.
I just feel like that part of it is the council. If I was on the council, I would have asked that question.
When you
Is
bought
he-
the
is-
business, did you approach the town and ask the town that you're putting a business, or did you wait until you were harassed?
I wasn't even officially open before I was harassed.
But my question is,
And
you guys, whoever was on the council and who was ever on the zoning board should have looked and saw that he was properly zoned and make sure he was properly zoned. And now, we're not sure, because you said that you're not sure if that's accurate. Doesn't have an accurate map yet, but yet we're saying he's not zoned right, or we are zoned right. I mean,
You're using the map at the county, correct? And I believe the discrepancy here is not, there's state statutes for a salvage yard, is there not, sir?
So there are state statutes for abandoned vehicles.
And there are also for salvage
Okay,
yards that don't go by
but you
ordinance.
guys don't have that to be.
State law is state law. We cannot
I
jeopardize
understand
that.
that, Katina, from Mrs. Gleeson, however you
You
want to
can call me Katina.
You're trying to do a battle with a business owner.
I'm
That
not
you got-
battling anybody,
well,
first of all,
Well, yeah,
sir.
you are if you're.
We
you're trying to
received the,
figure out-
we received the complaints on the property, just like we do everything else. And then when it came in front of this council, the council sent it to the zoning board. The zoning board sent it to the zoning administrator. The zoning administrator wrote a letter. We asked him to look at your book
And I
and
understand
tell
that.
us. He wrote a letter stating that he felt in his capacity that the two properties in question needed to be zoned properly. At that time, because the department had issues, didn't want to have issues with the property owner, we sent it over to our legal counsel for them to tell us which way to go.
When was
And
this,
that's
just
where it's-
recently?
No, how many months have you had it?
Okay, well, I'm just trying to understand because you're trying to address a situation and you don't have, for your words, if that's
I
accurate or
said
not.
the drawing one, I don't
Okay.
know. They have an accurate one that they utilize. I
But
turned it over to the zoning board.
She
I
doesn't
don't sit
have
on
it
the
yet,
zoning
she has to
board.
send it back and get a proper one. Yeah, the county has it,
But-
but
They're dealing with that part of it in the county. The attorney is.
I
So they have
understand
the
that.
propers.
Can I say something?
But the council doesn't have
I know,
that.
but she answered your question.
But
We
I-
are working on it.
I
Mr.
don't need it
Karen.
because I sent it to, when the complaint came in, the zoning question, not just the nuisance violation, the actual zoning itself. When it came in, we sent it over to the towns, to the zoning board. The zoning board did their thing, brought it back to the council, and we said, okay, we have a recommendation from the zoning administrator that the property owner needs to file the proper documents to be zoned correctly for the business that they have. We then sent it over to the attorney and allowed them to address it.
I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Hold on while he has the floor.
Okay.
Let me know.
So what is the proper zoning supposed to be for him to be there? I mean, have you guys not addressed that yet?
The
I'm
problem
just
is they're
asking.
calling me a
So I-
junkyard and I'm not a junkyard.
So I am not the primary attorney for
Okay,
the town
that's
of
fine.
Gaston.
Okay.
I am filling in tonight because the
Okay,
primary attorney
okay.
had family.
But you guys are working
Yeah,
on
so
that.
it is an active, we are working on it at our office.
So for him to be properly zoned if he's not zoned right.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to hear.
Okay,
The
thank
problem
you.
with that is
Okay,
they
Are you- would you like to
keep-
take the floor, sir?
I would. Okay, you're saying I didn't come to you. How many businesses in town have came to the town council and asked for their approval to start a business?
I have not had any.
Okay,
And I
so
do-
why does it matter if I did?
Well, he
Once
was,
again, I'm singled out.
no, he asked me why I didn't take action. And I'm telling him that I didn't take action because it didn't come before me.
But it should.
And I'm not going to
It
disagree
should
with you.
come to the zoning administrator and the zoning board. Then they should come to you guys, at least the administrator, for you guys to look at it before before it's approved.
Right, and I've had that same question about other businesses in the town. So I'm not gonna say I agree or disagree with you.
Well,
Yeah.
So just to be clear, any business that's not zoned properly is being regulated, right? You're looking into those? Am I understanding that right? I'm not the only one?
I can't answer how many businesses. Right now, we have a complaint on your business, sir, and you are in question.
Okay, so let's make sure that every business that's not operating in a properly zoned spot is getting the same treatment, right? Because you still would say fair is fair.
Oh, I
Because Robert right here that's sitting on right next to you is running a business out of his residential home. He's wearing a shirt for his business.
This isn't a shirt from my business.
What's that?
It was an old shirt from like a
What's that? What's HH? You know tell me that ain't?
handyman Holland.
Yeah. The
Something that
same
failed.
Facebook that you still post on regularly for business out of your house.
Almost sold
Just-
proprietor.
Just not too long ago, and I got pictures of them right freaking here. You with a pile of scrap in your front yard.
We'll go look at my front yard and see if it's still there.
It doesn't matter. It sat there for 2 months almost.
No, it didn't. I just got it like 3 weeks ago.
So, okay, by acknowledging that, you're running a business out of your house. Why is he not getting the
I
same
strapped
treatment?
some metal.
You're running a hauling business and
I
a
didn't have
cleanup
anything. I didn't have
business.
anything with a title in my yard. I
You
just
trade
had.
it.
I had.
It doesn't matter if it's a title. You're running an illegal business out of your house.
How am I running a legal business out of my house? I'm sole proprietor. I'm in Texas.
You're not zoned for a business at your house. So why is he not being harassed the same as I am?
Well, my thing is.
Hold on, Mr. Bear still has the
Okay,
floor.
okay.
I ask you a question. How come he is not treated and he's allowed to slide running a business out of his home in a residential area? He's got skid loaders sitting there. He's got pallets of wood sitting there for sale. He's got junk sitting there. He's got scrap. You guys attacked me through the attorney about supposedly running a scrap yard. Now he's selling scrap. And you're not going to tell me he hasn't because I bought it off of him.
Okay, would you look
Actually,
into
David,
that alleged
David,
business that he's talking about, please?
So if you believe, I would advise you to submit a formal complaint with your documentation, and our office will look into it the same way we're looking into yours. Just provide whatever documentation you have.
Karen, my only comment, I mean, I wouldn't say harassed, but you're looking into the situation, but you stated that there's other places that
I have a
you're
whole list of
looking into,
property, yes.
but, I mean, are you actively sending it to have, does the law office have it?
The
Or-
pack, they do have, I just gave you the
Okay, well,
packet.
okay, I just wanted to
So
make
you just
sure.
now got a list?
No,
No.
there's a
We've
difference.
been working
Can I
on
answer,
all of
please?
this for years.
There's a difference with the ones that I just gave him. They've had them before, but the officer had a question
Okay.
pertaining to process.
Okay,
But a lot of those are residential.
okay.
There's no zoning questions pertaining to them.
Is there?
It's just
I
in
mean,
compliance, fees,
Is
that kind of
there
stuff.
any other businesses that are on that list? Or-
Let
There's
me
only
look
a
at
handful of
it.
businesses, that ain't a hard question.
Yeah,
I don't believe
Okay.
the department,
Well-
can you guys answer if you have any currently that's business?
I just,
No,
I
okay.
just-
Okay,
I just feel like
sorry.
I feel like he's sort of being targeted. And I feel like it comes back to the council because you guys should have known what he was zoned for. So then you can tell him, you're not in compliance. You need to know why he's zoned
They
as.
already have done that, sir. That's what they already given writing this. The town doesn't believe he's in compliance. I think there's a question of what our legal counsel believes the business is and what he believes.
Then, but I don't think, I'm gonna say this again, that another person can tell him that he has to be rezoned to meet their satisfaction. That is illegal.
Well, the thing is everybody has a right to freedom of speech. That's why I'm still sitting here.
Right, I
And
understand.
that gentleman had a right to say what he said,
Well,
and the
I
town
agree
council
with that,
hasn't
but
agreed to take an
I'm
action.
just letting you know that I think that's illegal. To me, so I want to come and tell you that I want your property needs to be rezoned to satisfy me. No, that's not proper.
Well, there was no action taken, as
And I
I told you
understand
for
there
the
wasn't,
third
but
time.
that's not proper.
Okay, so, wait, I think Mr. Bear, did you want the floor again, sir?
Yeah, so I have mentioned complaints about other properties in town and nothing's happened. Because you just said no other businesses were, did I hear right that no other businesses?
Right, and I have not got a written complaint from you, sir.
This is 3 years ago and nothing happened.
I still don't have a written complaint from you.
So you're gonna tell me every complaint you got's a written complaint?
It's either came through the department in writing, yes, or that we make them do them in the office.
I have a hard time believing that. Before that written complaint.
Now, let
was
me
a
say,
thing,
when the officers go out and look and see if they're in violation of the ordinance, they may take an action that doesn't take a complaint from me. But if a citizen literally comes in and complains, yes, because you have to take accountability for your complaint.
Then before the written complaint thing was ever a thing, that came about after I bought my property. And after I said, how come Auto Network is allowed to do what they do?
And I
And
asked,
I made a complaint and nothing has happened to Auto Network because you just said I'm the only business to be getting harassed. Johnson Oil has got fuel barrels behind their building stacked up. The same people that you guys gotta use some discrepancy because crazy ass Oliver down there is complaining about my stuff. In her picture that she submits for a complaint has Johnson's Oil's fuel barrels in the background.
I'm not familiar with what you're even talking about there, so I really am not.
Where their office is.
No, I'm talking about the person that he said made a complaint. I'm not familiar with his.
Vicky Oliver. She literally freaking follows me around town.
Yeah, and I mean, I see pictures here on social media and stuff, but I don't run the town from social media. So, Shalom.
Mr. Bear, I wanted to address just a small part of your question that I can answer, okay? You asked about vehicles being towed in town. We are
Being
towing,
what?
abandoned vehicles being towed in town.
Mhm.
We are towing vehicles.
I know you
Our-
towed some.
Our environmental officer last night tagged 6.
I was told
Nine.
Swiss were tagged, yeah.
Yeah, but he's tagged some others, and they have so and I don't know what the time frame is for them being moved. But if they're not meeting the time frame, we're getting them out. We're getting them.
Right. And I'm not worried about residential as much as I am. I'm a business.
I understand, sir. The thing
And-
is abandoned vehicle is an abandoned vehicle, and I understand.
No, it's
and I
not. No, it's
hang
not.
Hang on a minute, and I understand your business, and I understand what you do. Okay.
I don't think that anybody in this
You-
room understands what I do, except maybe Rob.
You you deal in old car parts, correct?
That's a very small minuscule part. I also build cars. Everything that's in that lot is not parts. People are not coming and buying parts off that like I'm a parts yard.
I understand. I understand. And I understand that those vehicles would be, if you're building cars, they're probably for that, okay? But I can't say one way or another about the business. All I'm telling you is we're addressing the vehicles on private property that are being abandoned,
Understood.
okay?
Most of my concern, and I did highlight the Volkswagen and the Chevelle that's stood here since I was a kid. I did mention those. My big complaint is you got Auto Network that's right down here with God knows how many cars that I know haven't moved since the 90s. Last time I was in there, they had 14-inch trees growing through them. And they're not being harassed. And I have personally said, how come they are allowed to do it and I'm not? The response I got at that time was, you can't see them from the public road, which is BS. You can drive right down Price Street in the new addition and look right in there and see easy 500 cars.
Would you
You
state
probably
who
can't right
told you
now
that?
because of vegetation.
Would you state who gave you that answer?
I believe it was you.
No.
You and Audra and,
No, because actually
Well,
Auto Network is where I had the question about, and I asked your office if we legally had to have a fence around them. Because that's what a lot of the complaints I got in town was that legally it needed to have a fence around it.
for a junkyard, I'm not
And
running a
that- and that
junkyard.
was-
You keep trying to apply junkyard stuff to me. I am not a junkyard.
What are you running, sir?
I'm building cars. Everything in that lot.
What kind
is-
of, what do you
is
call the
mine.
business?
Huh?
What is your trade?
It's Snacktown Automotive and then Snacktown Fab are my two businesses.
Okay, so what is it that you do?
The one part of it, I run an eBay store where I buy estates and liquidate them. The stuff out front is purely storage. And when I say out front, I'm talking about north lot down here on Mill and Main. That's purely storage for my stuff, and I have a couple family member stuff there.
Okay, so
Those are
the,
parts for vehicles that I am building for myself.
so that, the lot that we're talking about, not where the old Loves used to be, that lot there is what you're talking about for your storage?
I have stuff
Where the old
stored off
car
the
lot
field.
used to be, that's.
Yes.
What you're using that for is storage?
Most of what's in there is storage for my stuff. I can't remember everything that's on there because I won't remember.
Okay, we're talking about the empty lot.
Do you take any parts off those cars and sell them on eBay? That's like a salvage dealer.
I don't believe anything out there's went on eBay that I can remember, but
So the lot in question that the gentleman spoke about earlier, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not real good with north, south, and east and west.
this is one.
Empty, I know that, but as far as the property, the empty lot that used to be the car lot,
Mhm.
if I'm correct, you're telling me that you use that for storage.
Predominantly, that's the only thing that's going on right there. And I have
Okay.
worked at getting rid of that stuff. When it's this hot out, I can't work outside. My body does not regulate its stuff.
Okay, so can I go ahead and ask you this? The former skating rink, is that also a storage business?
Yeah, the only thing that's up there for the most part is 2 trucks and my trailers.
Okay.
It's not a storage business. I'm not renting it out to nobody.
No, but you use it for your storage.
Yes.
Okay,
To run his business.
do we have any other public comments? Anything from the council?
I got absolutely nothing.
Anything from legal you need from us?
Nope, I've got what I need to look into.
Well, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn,
I make a motion to adjourn at 7:45 PM.
and I'll second.
Katina?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
No, your question.
Well, wait till then, because live feeds on there, let her get the live feed.